Ladies and gentlemen, the Uncontrollables.
I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not in the mood. Okay, we're recording this at like 10 o'clock at night, the day before it comes out.
I've not listened to the old episode yet, so I'm going to go ahead and fire that up over here.
I can't remember what we covered last time either.
Shit, I don't know.
Well, you know what? We're just going to put the microphone in front of some speakers. You're playing an episode from sometime in the past and go with
Welcome to the Uncontrollables.
This is episode 1 through 17.
This is episode 1 through 17 condensed. Dude, we need to do a best of.
We don't even have 20. This is episode 18. Let's wait till we hit 20 and we'll do a best of.
We should do a Christmas episode. Let's do a Christmas in July
It's
episode.
July. Oh my God, I hate everything.
Creating Maya.
Uncontrollables.com. I bought the domain name. Use it.
Why? You don't want to see how many hits that site's getting from me.
Oh,
Everyone else, though, visit theuncontrollables.com. Hit that site.
Hit it and then subscribe and then use my Amazon link and then please, somebody, for the love of God, give me some money.
Why don't you do something with the site other than just redirecting it to Creating Maya? Let's get a website for the show going.
Because I'd have to have Chris Spangle build one.
Is this really what our show sounds like? All right, I'm never gonna do this show again if that's what we sound like. Okay, where are you at over there? Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost Maya. Now she knows what the show sounds like too. I think she's just gonna cry herself to sleep.
I am, because I hate you so much. I'm so tired, not in the mood to do anything. I did 2 different shows this weekend.
What'd you do?
I did an episode of Creating Maya, and I was on Civil Discourse Now, and I was on there with Andrew Kirsch and Jeff from our very first episode, and that was rough. That was so very rough. And we did an hour-long episode for Creating Maya, and that was, I hadn't done one for 3 months. If I didn't have to have this to Gary Snyder every week, I'm pretty sure I'd already quit.
Well, thanks, Gary, for your patience.
I don't know why I'm still even on.
Sounds
the
like
air.
a great time to go ahead and throw out some props to Gary Snyder, The Gary Snyder Show, IndianaTalks.com. Hit the donate button. CreatingMaya.com. Hit the donate button. She needs boobs. All right, on to our first topic. What the hell are we talking about tonight?
We're going to talk about a hodgepodge of things, specifically the 300 new laws the Republicans put into play.
I'm taking my shoes off over here.
You know what? If you interrupt me one more time, I'll come over there and just I'm going to cut all the skin off your arm. Okay?
I haven't had a pedicure in a while.
I'm
You
going
want
to
to come here and
wrap
look at
around
this
your
dead heel
head
skin?
and choke you with it. I don't want to look at your toe.
Close your eyes and
Folks,
just take here. I'm going to put my foot in your nose.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have a new co-host soon. Don't worry about it.
Tonight's episode, Sniffing Josh.
Oh, I don't want to be here anymore.
Come on, get over here. Sniff me a little bit.
No. So,
Girl, actually, you can stay at that computer a little bit more often. I'm lounged out on the couch now.
You're laying down on the couch.
This is badass.
You're going to fall asleep.
Dude, I'm going to leave some freaking stank on your cushions over here.
Don't worry, there's plenty already on it.
Oh, I can smell. Smells like someone hasn't bathed in a while that was over here.
It's only been 3 weeks. Awkward pause.
Right.
Oh, I'm kidding. I like showers. I like baths. I like rainbows and puppy cats.
Puppy cats.
That did not come out right.
Is that a transgender thing?
It's a trained species thing, Sometimes a dog just wants to be a cat. Okay, back to what I was getting to say before you had to get in your stinky feet thing is the today, July 1st in Indiana, 300 new laws went into effect. This is from the 2011 legislature.
2011?
No, 2012. Sorry, 2012. So these things are finally going into effect, and there's a lot of bills that were talked about and kind of first brought up in 2011 and then got carried over, and there's all kinds of fun stuff.
Well, if I had a link to this stuff, it'd be...
You did, but it required further, reading.
You told me not to open it. You said, don't open that, and I thought it was a virus.
Hey, it could be. You never know.
You sent me a text that said, are you still coming or not? I've heard that before.
That's what she said.
Now, you're saying 300 new laws over there. I'm opening your link right now that's this virus, and it says 200 laws. So we're not going to start the show off on a basis of lies.
Well, there's two ways to look at it.
This
One,
says the 2011 legislative session here.
you know, that's weird, too, because I think that I don't know what this is. I think that's wrong.
Dude, you sent me an article from 2011, you dumb bitch.
I know, it was the
June
wrong link.
8th, 2011.
It was the wrong link.
No wonder you told me not to open it. Hey, let's talk about this. Boy, let's see what things went into effect 2 years ago. Teacher evaluation,
Well, you know what?
Suicide prevention, public voyeurism. Oh, yeah, that was probably a good one. Interstate compact for juveniles, riverboat matters.
But there is a new
synthetic
link.
cannabinoids. That was the stuff that they were selling at the gas stations law. I remember that. That one in effect. That was ages ago.
No, there's different changes to it, and
Alcoholic
they're actually changing
beverage.
it right now. And
Well, then send me a link to something current, dumbass.
Have you? Nobody knows about any of this crap going into law either. This stuff's been on the law. The link I sent you
Since 2011, since 2 years ago today.
I didn't know about some of these
yesterday
changes.
when you're living there.
But no. Okay, so we'll talk about something else because you didn't do any of your prescribed reading. Because if you would have opened that when I sent it to you, you would have realized it was the wrong one, and there's one that came after it.
Well,
But
then send me that one now.
it's on the same website. I'm not gonna.
It's on the same website.
We don't have time to worry about that. I don't care. So, Edward Snowden released a new statement. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I can't remember it right now. I read it earlier today.
He basically called Obama a fascist and said
Yeah.
that America sucks.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty awesome. I think he brought up, our Constitution and that flimsy piece of crap. But then, speaking of Constitution,
I'm looking at poker tables over here. I want to get a new poker table.
you know what? Will you have a poker table?
I have a poker table. I don't have legs for it right now, so it just sits propped against the wall in the garage, but it's old and not in good shape. It's a big table, but it needs basically kind of redone.
Well, then why don't you just get a new one? They can't be that expensive.
They're not cheap.
Well, how much was the one you have?
I don't remember.
Well, you are just...
I bought it at an auction used, so I mean, like that doesn't have anything to do with it. But it's a big, heavy wooden table, felt bumpers, blah 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 blah
Speaking
blah.
of
10
poker,
seater,
I might
96
be
incher.
a dealer for the Libertarian Party's poker games coming up. I was thinking about going to the dealer training and becoming a dealer.
We don't officially have any poker games coming up. I think we can talk about things like dealer training and stuff like that, but we can't actually, it says late August, but we can't actually announce anything about, we can talk about the fact that we're planning poker tournaments.
Okay.
We can't give specific dates or any information about it or locations.
So wait,
until we have a
because you don't
license.
have a license number, you can't give any specifics whatsoever
Pretty much.
with
And-
poker tournaments. Okay,
right, which means
so I'm talking about proposed ideas of proposed poker tournaments, maybe.
Yes.
In the future.
The Libertarian Party of Marion County is probably going to be holding some dealer training sessions for
just
members,
in case we do
for
have poker
members of the
tournaments.
party that are interested in being dealers at upcoming poker events.
And we are talking
should
about
we
crack
hold some.
cocaine dealers, right? I heard there was supposed to be money involved somehow. If we're not dealing crack cocaine, I don't want anything to
We
do
are
with it.
not going to be dealing crack cocaine, marijuana. We're not going to be dealing anything drug-wise at all. We're not going to be dealing aspirin. We're going to be
Boo.
dealing cards,
Boo.
Texas Hold'em style.
So the poker tournaments, be it a dealer, no crack cocaine, that's okay.
Yeah, we're
but
the party has in the past held a couple of fundraiser poker tournaments through a charity gaming license that we have. And we are contemplating the idea of holding some again in the future. And so in preparation for those events, we're trying to get some Texas Hold'em dealers trained and ready to go. People like myself don't need the training, though.
You're going to be the pit boss, right?
What?
I heard your name thrown down to be pit boss.
Girl, I better be playing.
I won't play. I won't gamble with real money. I'll gamble with gumballs and gummy bears.
We're not going to have that as a buy-in. If we have an
Really?
event.
I can't bring a bucket of gumballs and play with that?
No gumballs and gummy bears. I mean, you can bring gumballs and gummy bears. In fact, I encourage it, but I don't think we will allow you to play with them.
I think our next episode we just ought to record us playing a game of Texas Hold'em.
I think that if we do end up having one of these events and you end up being a dealer, you need to come pimped to the nines, like 10-inch heels,
dude,
popping chest,
dude,
like a porn star.
If I could possibly pull that off, but you see, there's an issue. I'm one ugly motherfucker, and I can't pull stuff like that off. I just can't. There's no way. Plus, I'm like 30. No, not 30. That's really generous. I'm like 90 pounds overweight. So like, I can't carry that off. Now, if someone buys me plastic surgery, I should be healed by then.
What
I'd
about
be
Bang?
good to go. Bang?
Bang,
works.
you know how to play poker?
No.
You know how to deal poker?
No.
Do you want to learn how to deal poker?
No.
Do you want to go somewhere and impress a lot of guys with your hot bod by showing it off in every way imaginable?
No.
I got a yes from her.
No, she has to work.
Uh-oh, wait a sec. I got people talk. I guess I thought I left this conversation. Now I've got... Maya made the smart-ass idea that we were going to let people watch it. Just turn on your damn webcam and, like, put it on your site.
Is it still there?
I just got somebody who said something.
Why is it calling 30 people?
I just missed a video call from you. What the hell are you doing? Did you just recall everybody?
I'm canceling my Google Plus account.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't start this trend that you have going with Facebook on Google Plus. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Bye, everybody.
So
Bye-bye.
next time we're going to try to do Google Plus Hangouts. I'll have it figured out by then, I'm sure. Probably not. I wish people learn how to close doors. But so poker, yeah, this show has no
Oh my God, quit
pattern.
talking. Okay, let's go.
Why are you quit talking? I'm not even on Google Plus anymore.
No, I'm talking. No, I'm talking to you about like. Oh God. Okay. All right. So
good Lord.
so
I don't even
Edward
know how I'm going to edit this.
Edward Snowden.
We already mentioned him. We're past that now.
We're past that. We started talking about playing poker because I'm going to buy a poker table. I got some chips. I want to get some new chips though. I want to get some nice custom heavy.
Are we going to
chips.
start doing games for quote unquote gumballs and gummy bears?
I would love to have a home game for gumballs and gummy bears.
Yeah, no money, just gumballs and gummy bears.
Absolutely no money.
Now you have to buy the gumballs and gummy bears from you.
Negative.
No.
Everyone bring their own gumballs and gummy bears.
Oh, okay. Do I get a cut? This
Your
was
wrist.
my idea.
You can cut your wrist. No, this wasn't your idea. I was already talking about it.
I said it first. We really need guests on this show.
It's been a minute since we had a guest. I can think you know what? We need to get a
Our scheduling conflicts. Okay, you know what guest I want? I want Papa
The
freaking Roo. I want Papa Roo because
We should have talked.
I
We should have
was
called
in-
it. Did you ask him to come on tonight?
not tonight. It's Sundays. It's Monday.
I don't even know what day it is. This has been a
No,
great day.
I-
Papa Roo's pissed off today.
No, did you? I tagged him, right? I tagged you in
Yes,
that
I
post.
talked to him.
I'm instrumental to that.
Yes, we had a conversation. Like we
Did you talk about how awesome I was?
no, you weren't mentioned.
I'm holding all responsibility for that.
we had a Facebook chat today. Dan Drexler, Jason Sipe, myself, and Papa
He
Roo.
copied me on a lot of it.
Yeah, Papa Roo. If you guys don't know, he is a Indianapolis transplant. Came here from the New Orleans area. I'm not sure specifically where. Post Katrina, and I don't know. I've never actually had a conversation with him about this, so I don't know. It's all what I hear say. So don't quote me on this. But my understanding is he came up here to Indianapolis post Katrina. Didn't plan on staying. Planned on going back to Louisiana. But while he was up here, thought, you know what Indianapolis needs is a really good Cajun restaurant. They don't got it. So we opened Papa Roo out on the west or east side, 10th and Post. About some of the best food I've ever had in my life. It is awesome. Unlimited free sides while you eat in. Free drinks while you eat in. Well, free sweet tea when you eat in. I'm not sure what his
I've eaten
soft
Papa
drink
Roo
situation
once,
is.
while
Except
he was
for he
still in the
doesn't.
city market.
And he's got, huh?
I've only had Papa Roo once, and that was when he was in the city market.
Is he not there anymore? Somebody.
He's been out of there for a while. There's some other stuff going on. He was really busy, so he kind of hopped out.
I heard that he wasn't there anymore. And that's too bad. But yeah, it's amazing food, reasonable prices, unlimited sides when you eat in. Has a patio at his place, and I guess something's going on. Don't want to get into too many of the details, but
It's zoning, isn't it?
yeah, there's some zoning problems, and it looks like he's going to have to get rid of the patio. And he's he's a small business owner, and it's not cheap to go in and ask the government to give you waivers and variances to zoning laws, it's pretty expensive. Just to start the process is a pretty high dollar amount. And a small business owner, you start talking about a few $1,000s to get something done. That's not like a few $1,000s to big corporate America. That's a few $1,000s that essentially is coming out of his own wallet. You don't always have that kind of money just sitting around.
Yeah,
so,
no.
He's got a nice business. It's been there for years. I love to support it. It's literally walking distance from my house.
It's got
although
I've
never walked there because I'm a fat man, so I drive there.
And it's got a huge following.
Huge following.
And now
he's been on the news a lot because he's gained such a following as an awesome small business owner in Indianapolis.
And he had that issue where he hired some guy. Long story. We're not going to get into it, but he hired somebody in a very special circumstance.
Yes.
And he had worldwide news.
Yeah.
He was on a bunch of talk shows. He was a bunch of news shows, all kinds of stuff. Well, he made a post today that basically said, blah, 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 blah. I used to be a conservative. I'm not going to read the whole thing verbatim because I could never do his mind justice with my voice. But basically saying, so I guess I'm one of those libertarian people now or whatever. And then his first comment, the very first comment was, admission, isn't that the first step to running for office? And
yeah, and I don't. Who said that? It was like, okay.
he said that.
Oh yeah, it was.
He said that. Mine was the second comment, 30 seconds after he made the post, and I'm like,
you tagged Drexler?
No, I said, well, the Libertarian Party. Watch that. The Libertarian Party will be calling you within a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then I tagged Dan. Then I tagged you and Jason
tagged me
Sipe.
and Sipe. Yep.
And then there's 100 comments later. Andrew Kirch is in there calling, saying you need to run Republican. Back and forth. I am now blamed for anything.
I didn't even know what happened. All of us. The first thing that I noticed, I went to an early morning movie. Well, from movie theater times, I was in the movies from like 11 to 1 today. So I didn't even know what happened. So I get out and I got my phone blowed up with messages and notifications.
Load up.
Shut up. The first one that I open is the group message of Drexler, Sipe, myself, and Paparoo. And I'm like, what in the world is this group together having a Facebook convo for? So I get myself caught up. So you've tagged me on things. And I start reading that post and see what's going on. It's a poor situation for the guy. You know what? This is the kind of stupid crap. This patio, first off, it's a small patio. A handful of tables, but it's a nice little outdoor eating area. It's not in anyone's way at all. It does nothing negative to the neighborhood or the appearance of what's there at all. But for some reason, someone got a hair up their ass and decided that this small business owner was in violation and had to be stopped. And it's a bunch of shit. And honestly, we at the Libertarian Party of Marion County are happy to be able to assist him in any way we can. Now, it's unfortunate because of the timing of this that he's talking about. By the time you're hearing this podcast, it'll be in the past. It's happening that quickly. But we're interested in assisting him, and he's interested now in saying, I don't want this to happen to other small business owners in the future. What can I do to help? So we love to have a guy like that, and we'll see what happens. And I hope we're not sharing too much. But if you're friends with any of these people on Facebook, you've probably already been seeing this unfold. It's not been behind the scenes.
No, not at all. I mean, it is what it is, and I think he would be a great candidate to have. I think
so
he
too.
would be.
He's got a big
he'd
following.
bring a.
He's got the right attitude. He talks smart.
Now, remember this. I posted this because it's a screenshot. He's like, "This is from Mr. Rue." It's like, for the record, whatever comes of this thread, I blame my accent.
I did see that. You posted that. You screenshotted it. And posted it.
I was giddy because I'm like, I'm going to be blamed for whatever
happens.
happens.
Have you met him before?
Negative.
Do you have any connection with this guy at all other than this conversation today?
Nope.
That's awesome.
No, somehow
well,
I randomly just hopped on there. I was like, hey!
This is interesting because several weeks ago, Paparoo was invited to be a guest on the show, and it didn't work out. He was an affirmative, green light to go, but the timing didn't work out. And so there's kind of been a standing open invitation to Paparoo, but we've never really followed up and said, hey, is this week the week you want to go ahead and make this happen? Now that this has occurred, we should get with this guy and see if we can't get him on the show next week.
I'm pretty sure just want to have a rundown of his political views and thoughts and what he would like to do to local government. I'd like to sit down and maybe have Dan Drexler cut you out. Dan Drexler, Papa Roo, and me have a nice little sit down and talk about maybe his potential run for office.
You know what would be a fun show to do?
Have
maybe
one without me on it?
You might disagree. No. You could sit in, of course. First meeting with a potential candidate. Sit down and have that Q&A. Why do you want to be a candidate? Do you understand this? Do you understand this?
I'm going to be talking to Dan right after we record this, and I'm going to have this set up because that would be perfect. What it's like, what kind of questions
Right.
you talk
How do you
about.
begin a candidacy?
And with Papa Roo, because he could get it out to so many people, that would be absolutely epic. And then I'm so sad that might be one of our next episodes following the shit quality of this one. But
No, I will. I'll shoot him another message and do some follow up.
Who else has the? We can do that. We can make that happen. We can sit down with what? Well, you obviously because you're party
Get
leadership.
4 or 5 mics. Get Drexler. Get Sipe. Get myself. And get Papa Roo. And sit down and get you, of course. And they sit down and say, "All right. First off, are you serious? Is this something that just happened in the heat of emotion or whatever," and then just start heading into, that whole first meeting of a potential candidate. And it kind of goes both ways. I would say of first meetings with potential candidates, it's maybe more than 50-50 that end up running, but there's a lot that kind of go, okay, maybe
Well, when
not.
you find out what it's really, and most average people don't understand is what is it really like to run for office? What all is included now for libertarians is a different story because, we're not sitting there telling you, after you get past that first hurdle, we're not saying, well, you're going to be bought out by these guys. You have promises to make these guys. You're not allowed to talk about this. No. Libertarian Party's a little bit different, but yeah, there's a lot there. And when I first started getting in and helping on campaigns and stuff, I learned, I was like, I just thought you put your name in the hat and just started going out and doing stuff. And I found out the hard way that there's a lot to running, but as far as just wanting
Think
to
about
be a candidate,
some of the manpower that we've had for some campaigns.
oh good lord,
And we've had some decent manpower for a few of our campaigns. And think about even those campaigns that we had a lot of people working on, some people working full time on, other people contributing a lot of their free time on, how much everyone was still getting their ass kicked, and how many more people you definitely could have used.
Oh. I know there's been some close elections libertarians have had. Everyone says we never win. I was personally campaign manager on a campaign that just almost won. I don't want to blame anybody, but if I would have had a couple more people, we probably would have won. Now,
yeah, that was what, a 40% in
40,
a 44?
It was like 40.
I think. Remember.
I can't off the top. Oh, that's sad. I'm so sorry.
Good
I've
candidate.
got his sign right there on my wall.
Good candidate, and
but he was only, I think, like 5 points behind. I think what it ended up being.
It was close.
It wasn't that far off, but he's only like 5 points behind. And it's one of those things. But there's only 24.8% voter turnout. So a quarter of the eligible population voted for their mayor. But. So, yeah, no, we've had some
That pisses
candidates.
you off, and you're a non-voter. Suck it.
It pisses me off because I'm a non-voter, and I do other things. I'm a gorist. I do, activism. These people just don't do anything.
Right.
But still go about, affecting things. But, no, it would be
Oh, my
wonderful
effing
to
God.
talk to
I'm
them.
still getting messages from your damn Google Hangout fail. How do I shut this off? I just...
Fuck that up something awful.
Oh, my God. I just want to shut it off.
So that's what we'll do. I'll talk over with Dan, and you talk to Jason, and we'll coordinate later, and we'll try to get and we'll go to a nice location, not your house, not my house. Maybe we'll do it at Papa Roo's after it closes or something. Or maybe we'll do it on his patio. Civil disobedience.
Assuming
Come
it's
get
still-
some.
Assuming it's still there.
You know what? If they tear it down and he runs for office, we'll build him a new one. We're not saying that's a political favor, that if he does run for office, we'll build him one.
Did you ever watch the Harlem Shake videos when those were popular?
Yes.
Did you ever see Papa Roo's?
He did one?
Oh, my God. They did one. It was probably the best one I ever saw.
Really? I'm going to have to look that up.
It was just Google, get on YouTube, and just search Papa Roo Harlem Shake. It'll be the top choice. It's only 30 seconds. Just take a second. Obviously, I will go ahead and share this up to my Twitter at J.A. Featherstone so you all can see this. It is seriously, if it's not the best, it's one of the best Harlem Shake videos I saw. 3,060 views.
Uh-oh. There's only a couple of them. Let me guess, it grows, doesn't it? Oh my God! SpongeBob! There's people on there. What is a monkey doing on the roof? Oh my God. That is quite possibly the most epic Harlem Shake video I've ever seen.
The only one that I can think of that I saw that made me actually just laugh out loud as much as that one did was, have you ever seen the one where the wedding, the people getting married do it?
Yeah. No.
That one's funny, but this Paparoo one, it's top notch.
Paparoo one's great. I think one of my all-time favorites was the Harlem Shake, the original Army edition, where the guys are all in line and that guy is in like a sleeping bag and falls out the window and keeps
I don't
going.
think I've seen that one.
That one was epic. But so Harlem Shake, man, that's dating things. That was way back in February. Holy
that's a
crap.
4-month-old video. Yeah, share it. I'm gonna go ahead and get it up, like I said, on my Twitter account, J.A. Featherstone. If you've ever thought that these Harlem Shake videos were hilarious, then you really need to watch this one. I will tag it. #Paparoo.
You know what? I'm thinking right now, I'm just going to cut out the silence bits of this show and just post it as is.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so kidding. We would lose any subscribers we have. Other than the subscribers that subscribed only because we told them to, and they never actually listen to the show. So, speaking of never listening and seeing things, I started another profile and I started a page on Facebook, which anyone that's listening probably knows.
So let's talk about. All right, so for our listening audience that may not be aware, Maya, you got yourself. Whoa, shit, Maya, you got yourself banished from Facebook for 24 hours.
24-hour complete ban, except
now,
I can use Messenger.
You could use Messenger?
I could use
Messenger. Okay, I wasn't sure because you were texting me instead of messaging me there for a while, so I wasn't sure. Anyway, got yourself banned. You posted a link. Talk about the website first.
I posted a link on the Creating Maya page, and it's this link that went to a particular posting on a nudist vegan website. This was a very trans-friendly website, and it was about I'm assuming a couple that were doing their nudist cooking. And it had this big, long, couple paragraphs about this really good, trans-positive message and how there's not really many transgender people in the nudist community. I wonder why, body image issues and so on and so forth. But, it's going on, and there's basically a male to female transgender woman with, she's kind of short, very cute, and you see her boobs and you see her penis.
Yes.
And then you have, I'm assuming, I'm pretty
sure it was a female to male.
And, top surgery and
top surgery.
Kind of his crotch, but not
right. Couldn't
fully.
really. Yeah, it was kind of shadowed.
And that was the little thumbnail link.
Right. You should have probably clicked no thumbnail.
I probably should have, but I'm sitting here thinking someone had to report me.
Probably.
Somebody on Creating
Facebook,
Maya,
I'm sure.
Well,
probably takes.
They probably saw the word nudist and were like, we're going to have to check that out. But still, I got a 24-hour ban for posting a trans-positive link or article from a nudist vegan website. I wasn't doing it to be shocking.
I know, but
else.
you didn't get, damn well, you didn't get the 24-hour ban for posting a link. You got the 24-hour ban for posting the pic, which you didn't individually post, but you allowed the thumbnail to be associated with the link, and the picture showed breasts and penis naked, and you know that Facebook is going to can your ass for that. I'm surprised it was only 24 hours. I saw that picture when you first posted it, before you got blocked, and I said to myself, and I think that Lori was even in the room at the time, I said it out loud, oh my God, Maya's going to get banned for this.
Well, I did. And that 24 hours, I went out of my mind with boredom because it's a weekend, And so I created a new profile. And I added a bunch of people on that profile just for shits and giggles. And then I created a new page called Maya Action the Page. Because I could think of nothing else more original than that. And it's subject to change. And I'm already up to, I think, over 100 likes, I want to say. And it's only been like a little over 24 hours, which is awesome because that's just, really shows unpaid attention to I am on Facebook. After, 30 hours, I only have 100 people to like my new... 92, sorry, I can't count. 92 people to like my new page after I've shared it incessantly and invited like 90% of my friends list to it. I've got 92, which basically...
Well, here's the thing. These 92 people are like me. I've clicked like on your new page, and there's a few people that probably understand what's going on. The other 1,410 people that you're reaching out to probably just think that they've been defriended by you and that you're asking for them to come back.
No, it's a page. I don't know, but I'm going to try to move over to a page because I can have my other profiles. I can have other people's profiles all manage the page.
But if you get blocked, you can't get on to manage your page.
No, my main account can't, or whatever account I use to post on it, because I could have still posted as Creating Maya.
Oh, you could have.
Yes.
Interesting.
The admin, me, was blocked, and all the other admins had a message that was sent to them that says, "Hey, watch your shit, man."
Did they?
Yeah, I was blocked. I was banned for 24 hours. Everybody else had dirty messages sent to them.
How many admins do you have for that site?
Like 4.
Oh. That's funny. So was that posted from the Creating Maya page, or did you post it on your individual page?
No, I only posted it on the Creating Maya page, nowhere else. And that's the crazy thing. I'm still not 100% sure how Facebook
I
want to
see a copy of the message everyone else got.
Yeah,
read your message out loud.
I don't have a copy of it. It's a little chat box. Like it logs you out, and you have to log back in, and it gives you this little pop-up box. It says, "Because you're a moron, we blocked you."
Facebook is pretty good at judging morons too. You can get a lot away with a lot of stuff on Facebook, but any kind of nudity is pretty much it.
Well,
even cartoon nudity.
And I think it's funny that all these people always complain about getting blocked on Facebook, and Facebook is censoring the conservatives and libertarians. I'm like, no, it's not. You guys just don't know how to post. Like, I see these people, and I know they'll go on to a page, or they'll go to somebody's personal wall and post in all caps and just spam their crap and their truther or their Illuminati shit all over the place, and people just report them enough, they get blocked. It's
right.
Kind of simple logic. I like pie.
What kind of pie do you like?
I like cherry pie.
Taco pie?
No, I don't like tacos.
I had shrimp tacos for dinner tonight. They were pretty good.
Do they have corn tortillas?
They weren't. I wish they were. Corn tortillas.
Wait, where'd you get a taco?
Shrimp tacos?
Shrimp tacos without corn tortillas.
Right up the road.
Chili's?
Yeah.
I'm going to Chili's then. Right now.
They're
still open, aren't they?
I don't know how late they're open, but they were good.
I don't have any money. But anybody want
to?
They
were tasty.
Anybody? Oh, nobody's listening.
They came
to
with
this
a pretty
right now.
decent little taco
Why can't
sauce.
we be live? Because I want to go get somebody to go buy me fish tacos.
Post it on Facebook. You're back. Well, while Maya is distracted, I'm going to sit over here and begin talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't really care. I want fish tacos, shrimp tacos. Oh! Did you not hear the crazy news? The absolute balls to the wall crazy news is that George Zimmerman, Social Security, driver's license number, and full name, birth date were showing on live CNN TVs.
What?
They screwed up and showed it to all the world. So people screenshot it, DVR'd everything, and so the whole wide world now has his driver's license numbers, Social Security numbers, full name, birthday. I don't know. I just know that, and I was watching some of the Twitter feeds, and these people, the hoodlums, are like, we're going to steal it. And people are like, hey, will you buy me an iPhone? And other people are like, I can't, there's a lawyer, I think, that showed up and says, I will represent you in suing CNN. Because if he's already suing MSNBC for something, I think there's like a false charge or some crap there. And then now he can sue the living piss out of CNN, which I hope he does. I hope they take CNN to the cleaners on this and they fire a bunch of people. Could you imagine? On TV, you're one of the most hated people in America.
You know what? CNN's jacked up. But honestly, of the 24-hour major media news sites, they're the one that I don't just get completely pissed off at every time I turn on. And they're biased like the rest of them. But it's like MSNBC and Fox News are so incredibly, horribly biased that CNN like barely looks biased, like sitting next to them, even though they are. But
no, CNN has less bias, but they have less substance. Like I remember once, I forget where I was, but I wasn't near a computer. I didn't have a smartphone then. It was a while back, and I remember every news station was talking about some horse that was stuck in a mud hole. This horse stuck in a mud hole. There's nothing special about this horse. I think it was an old horse and it was about dead anyways, but it was stuck in a mud hole. For 7 to 8 hours, I remember. I think I was in a hospital or something. I had to watch this horse get pulled out of a mud hole. And you know who kept covering it the next day? Just as strong?
CNN.
CNN. Everyone else moved on. They kept at it. That horse wasn't in the hole anymore, but they kept replaying that clip of that horse in that hole. I mean, man, CNN.
Right.
And, like, they're not even covering the crap in Egypt. Have you seen some of that?
Holy crap. What, 30 million people?
33 million, the largest...
largest political
You know, that honestly doesn't mean anything because...
rally in the history of our species.
There's 7 billion people. There's never been 7 billion people before. Give me a percentage of the population of the area protesting, and I guarantee it's been beat before. Percentage-based.
I have no idea.
Who knows? But,
Who knows?
I mean, I don't think we've always cared about crowd size. We just were like, oh, holy shit, that's a lot of people. We better run. So did you see the picture of the helicopter, the American-made Apache helicopter that was lit up with laser pointers? These helicopters are flying around, right? Apache attack helicopters in Egypt. And these people in the protesting are lighting them up with giant laser pointers. It's like, oh my God, you people are awesome. You know, I haven't paid that much attention to it because I don't trust any news source because there's so much conflicting news coming out of there, and there's so many people trying to get their tiny little calls heard. It's almost there's so much noise and so much clutter, it's impossible to really tell what's going on over there. Other than there's 30-something odd million people really pissed off.
Holy crap, Ichigo's getting big.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
I'm not. This is first time I've been here to record in a month.
Yeah. And look how tall he's getting. Look how long his tail is.
Holy crap. You want to talk about a cat. Now, first off, you dumbass, you shaved your cat.
I gave him a kitty version of the monk haircut.
It's awful.
No, it's not.
It's terrible.
He loves it. He loves his tasseled tail. Look at that.
Oh, my gosh. It's terrible. But that cat, I can't get over how big that cat is already.
He was only born in February. He was born on Valentine's Day.
I mean, that just since the last time I was here, that cat has doubled in size.
Yeah. He eats like he's doubled in size, too. He eats a lot, and then he eats all my leftovers. This show is so horrible. I'm afraid to even... Do you want to edit this?
Nope.
And you offered earlier.
I say that, you cut out some dead spots, you cut out some of the stuff that we can't talk about, and you just run with this bastard. Because that's uncontrollable, man!
What are you doing? Sorry for everybody's eardrums.
Right? What in the world is going on here?
I'm going to leave you to talk for 5 minutes.
You're going to leave me to talk for 5 minutes. All right.
Continue.
So, Maya, what's your favorite safe word?
Harder.
You are all right. So here's what's going on right now. Maya and Emily are going to go outside and smoke, and because of that, Maya can't wait 15 minutes because that's all we got left to record in this show.
No, we got a half hour because we got a bunch of dead space because you're a douchebag.
And so she's just like, "Well, you going to talk for 5 minutes while I smoke a cigarette?"
5 minutes.
So what are we going to talk about? Fapping?
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Josh's Corner.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Josh's Corner. I'm your host, Josh. Tonight on Josh's Corner, we're going to discuss my Starbucks Frappuccino that I had a little bit ago. It was vanilla, and it was yummy. On the table in front of me, M&M's, Skittles, Willy Wonka candy treats, more M&M's, a tube of Blistex, an ink pen, a fedora, and a cell phone.
Oh, God, that's it! Right there! Oh, yeah! God! Jesus, don't ever stop doing that! Holy crap!
That was Josh's Corner, where he stripped naked on my couch and played with himself, and I think Ichi joined in. I think that might be... You know what? Rand Paul was right! The DOMA ruling led to bestiality! Come on, Rand Paul. Throw out some more stupid crap like that, you libertarian.
There's a floss pick on your floor.
Yeah. It still ends up in my mouth sometimes.
All right.
Oh, wow, this is... We still got like 30 minutes to go, man.
Yeah, you got to rock this thing. We got to talk.
I'm not really sure what we're going to do here.
We'll get the link of those laws. No, that's going to be terrible. Every time we try to do that, it's terrible.
The wrong year.
Right. So, got yourself a new bike.
I got a new bike. I think we talked about the bike. Yes, that's the new bike.
We already talked about it?
I think so. It's a pretty awesome bike, if I do say so myself. I'm in love with it, and I love riding it. Guess what else I got?
Laid.
I got tattooed on my face.
Oh, yeah! Get over here and let's look at this in the light.
I'll show you here in a minute. I already had one run of permanent eyeliner done on my eyes.
Yeah, how'd that feel? We talked about that a little bit.
That was painful. I had it done a second time.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
How'd that feel the second time?
Really bad.
Worse?
Not as bad. Now,
Not as bad?
she also went and did a pass on my lips. So she basically did lip liner.
Okay.
And the attachment for the gun for the eyes is 3 needles. The attachment for the lip liner is 5 needles.
Why?
Now, I have a high pain tolerance. I can take a lot of crap. Now, the eyeball thing, it's your eyelids. Your body's like, I don't care what you try and how much you try to meditate and ignore it. You're going to freak out. It's your eyeballs. The lips, I don't think I've ever felt anything as painful as that before. I've had gallstones multiple times and if anyone's ever had bad gallstones, you literally you want to kill yourself. It's so painful. I mean, it's literally probably one of the most painful things you can just be forced to go through.
Oh my gosh.
Other than, like losing a limb or something. But she did my lips. And she has to do a pass before she can put the numbing stuff on there. So it actually gets down in there. And she did a pass on the top and the bottom all at once. I almost passed out. Literally. Like, my body stopped breathing. I just couldn't handle the pain. And I did, because it obviously happened. And now my lips feel like they're like I've lived in a desert for 2 weeks without any water or chapstick.
Oh.
It's in my eyeball. It hurts to blink on the outside. Instead of like getting something in your eye and it kind of buggy you, no, this is on the outside. It hurts to blink. But it's worth it. I'm going to go with it's worth it.
Oh, my God.
And then I got to go back in. I got to get probably 2 more passes on my lip liner. I'm going to have to probably have a total of 3 on fill-in on the lip. So instead of just around the outside, she's going to do my entire lips, both top and bottom. And then probably another pass on my eyes. So it's like, holy crap. And I thought laser hair removal was bad. No. No. So if you ever pick up a chick or know a chick that's gotten laser hair removal or permanent makeup put on, she's a keeper. Because that woman can handle some shit. So somebody come pick me up. I want shrimp tacos. I don't know how we're going to do this.
Paula Deen. Let's go ahead and talk about this.
You know how much I've read about Paula Deen? None.
All right,
You know
that's
why?
fine. That's right. Because no one gives a shit. I don't give a
Because I
shit.
don't give a shit.
Paula Deen threw out an N-word, 27 years ago?
Y'all niggas want some fried chicken?
All right, so let's talk about something other than Paula Deen.
You know, that whole thing's a joke. Who cares? You know, there's rappers out there talking about killing Whitey. There's people out there that are talking about killing Whitey and doing this and doing that. And I'm so tired of the crap racist talk and sexist talk and everything else. You know, I mean, it's absurd. This day and age, really, if you have a problem with somebody, you know what? If it wasn't for government, we wouldn't have a problem with racism. Now, you know, you go back and talk about slavery, right? This is probably going to get me in trouble. You go back and talk about slavery, right? Black people sold black people to white people. What?
Yes.
What? Name a single race of people that have never been enslaved. Go.
There aren't any.
There aren't any. That's right. We've all been enslaved at some point in time.
It's it's the.
Look at the Scottish, the Egyptians, the Jews. The Jews. Look at the Chinese. They're still half enslaved, depending on what family you're from. And so it's like, really? Al Sharpton is a piece of shit. And so is Jesse Jackson. Isn't it Jesse Jackson? Or is it? Yeah. Jesse Ventura, Jesse Jackson. They're all the same people. They all look alike. I mean, old, politician-y. Ugh, old. So the whole racism thing is just an absolute joke. And I'm...
Well, all right. I don't know. We've got that topic out of the way. July 4th.
I think I tried to mention that earlier and it never went anywhere.
July 4th. Independence Day. Coming up. Got some fireworks. Got some explosives.
This is going to air tomorrow, so some people may listen to it. But there's the Adam Kokesh thing, right?
Yes.
I will be downtown all day that day, unarmed.
No way.
I will not have a firearm. I will not have a projectile weapon on me the entire 4th of July while I'm not at home. Now think about that. Just ask me why, Josh. Ask me why.
Maya, why in the world on July 4th would you go downtown and spend the entire day without a firearm?
Because there's like 8 different thousand protests happening, and I don't want to get caught down there with a firearm when the different group screws up and does something stupid. Because there's zero
Now, wait a
accountability.
second. Hold on a second. All right. Now, this That sounds like horseshit coming from you. Here's why.
No.
Because you are saying that I will not go downtown and have a firearm because someone's going to screw up and I don't want to be the one that gets
No.
blamed for it. What about when you were talking about going to D.C.?
D.C. was a controlled environment, and
But that's the same
No.
conversation that we had then. The conversation was someone is going to do something stupid.
No. One event, one name, one group. I do not want to have my mugshot tied to some Tea Party group or Second Amendment group or conservative group. That is my issue. I do not want to be tied to those freaking morons. Out in D.C., if somebody would have done something stupid, but out in D.C., if somebody does something stupid, that was the Adam Kokesh civil disobedience march. Here, there's multiple open carry marches. I am not going to be associated with the wrong group. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. I don't care if they would have painted the group wrong, anything else. I would have known I was there for one single solitary purpose. And with downtown, it's no longer like that. It's a giant hodgepodge of crap. I will be down there. I will have my cameras, and I will be recording stuff, but I am not going to go down there armed.
We were having Libertarian Party is going to have a little follow-up. If you're going to be downtown for anything going on. Did you know about this?
Yes.
Marion County? Do you even want me to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
Basically, if you're a libertarian and you're not doing anything else that day, the Libertarian Party of Marion County is doing stuff. Now, be warned, a bunch of people from the Lady Godiva event will be running over into that because it's from the Feed 'em Farm, which is from Andy Horning.
Oh, that's why you don't
you're
want me
gonna
to talk
get
about
a
it.
bunch of people from that shithole,
Yeah.
a.k.a. we're religious and we want to be libertarians, but get the faggots out. So, I will not be going to that event because I would have to bring a gun to that event. So,
Oh, no, I think you should come and just bring your fists. Oh, I think that you should show up at this event. Don't let them push you out.
I'm not letting them push me out. I don't have the energy to deal with mental retardation on their level. I'm sorry.
On their level.
You know what? Here, I'm going to read something. I made this post the other day, and it really went well. I'm just going to read this because I'm hopefully NSA filters pick stuff up like this. Today is going to be an explosive day. I am making some uranium-strong coffee right now in a thermal device. Let's just hope nothing assassinates my good mood with 3D printed guns and terrorism. On my page. It got like almost 30 likes, and you go down, and Chris Spangle. I'm going to name him. What time should I take you to the airport? Oh, around 9/11, I suppose. I need to fly out to Washington, D.C. to see a right-wing extremist friend of mine about the NSA and FBI shit going on lately and sell him some enriched flour. Oh, this went on for many comments of people dropping as many NSA buzzwords as possible in this one post on my page. I have not gotten a knock on the door yet.
Oh, you realize there's about 500,000 people doing this and have been for. I bet you're not even the most nutcase former security clearance person doing this kind of stuff. I bet there are some more screwed up. Higher former security clearance level crap than you.
Doing the same thing. You know what?
And probably doing a better job of it.
I've got nothing, man. I've got nothing. I've got nothing to contribute to this show anymore. I'm so shocked by the news I received earlier that I can't focus. I really want to say something. I want to say something and I can't. God bless it. Okay, folks. I got some horrible, just earth-shattering news today. And there's a couple others got the same news, and it's very
It's been a bad day for you.
It's been a very bad day, and it's such horrible news, and I'm not allowed to say anything at all about it until like 4 months from now. And this is driving me nuts. I want to say something about it, and that's why I'm so depressed and I can't think about anything, because that's the only thing floating through my mind. Because
Maya learned not going to let her have artificial breasts. They will not perform the surgery.
Oh, I would have already killed myself if that was the case. I would have just taken my 45, shoved it in my mouth, blown my head off if that was the case. But, I mean, if they wouldn't allow me, now, will I ever have enough money to afford them? No. But I can still dream. Yes, that's Ichi digging in his litter box, and what he does is he digs to the very bottom until he scrapes out about half the box, and he poops on the bottom of the box, and then tries to cover it back up after he realizes he kicked all the litter out of the box.
Get a litter box that's reasonably sized instead of that margarine lid you have over there.
Margarine lid, really?
It looks like a tub of country crock. You just flip the lid over and sprinkle a little sand on it. That's
I told
the
Emily-
tiniest litter box I've ever seen.
I told Emily, why restrict each to only poop at one place? I wouldn't mind if he pooped anywhere. Just poop all over the house. So, this is our flagship episode, okay? This is the most uncontrolled episode of the Uncontrollables there has been to date.
No, it's not.
Yes, this is. What have we talked about consistently for more than 4 minutes?
Seriously, after like our first like 5 episodes, what have we ever talked about consistently? we got to get a guest on here. It worked really well with that one for a while. We're like, let's keep this going. You got to know when you're done, and that was after the last episode, apparently.
If it wasn't today, if today was yesterday, I would have been good because I was still pissed off about my Facebook ban. I was on fire. See how many times I posted like. Literally, yesterday, between all my pages and my profiles, I posted, like, at least 100 times. At least. And my clout score is only still 70, but, you know, that's okay. That's okay, clout. I'll stay at 70. I'll never get to 71. Thanks,
Let's go drink beer. Let's go drink whiskey. Bourbon. Ooh, you like bourbon?
Buy me some bourbon. I'll drink the shit out of it.
Let's go have some Maker's Mark.
Let's go. You buying?
No, I'm broke.
Me too.
Oh.
So I have some mead. Homemade mead. It's really strong.
We should have an episode where we get someone really drunk on that.
That would be hilarious.
It would.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
We should have an episode where we have 2 other strong people, like you and somebody else that's really strong-willed and minded, and I get drunk. Well, you wouldn't want to be a part of that?
I don't know. It depends. I have yet to ever see you like drunk. Because for a while, when I first knew you, you weren't drinking at all.
No, I was sober for like a year and a half.
Yeah, like you weren't touching anything. And then, and I think it was still Jeremiah the first time I ever heard.
Yeah.
Like you were like, hey, going out to, I think you were going to Buddha Lounge or someplace that night. And I was like, oh my God, I so wish I could be there because I would love to see what that turns out to become. And then I've seen you have a couple drinks, but I have yet to see you, at least that I'm aware of, like really, really schnockered yet.
It's been a while since I've been knockout, drag-out drunk. Now, I've gotten drunk a couple times since I stopped. Now, if people are wondering, if you were sober for a year and a half, why? Honestly, you know why I stopped drinking?
Because, why?
No reason.
Just to do it.
Just to do it. I stayed sober for a year and a half.
You did a good job.
Yeah, it was
You were pretty good about not drinking.
Yeah, you know, I did.
I remember thinking a couple times back then, looking at you sitting in your whatever Destroy the World t-shirts and your scraggly facial hair that you had, thinking it's probably best that this guy doesn't drink because he could he could flip his shit and kill us all. You know, that seems like a long time ago now. Sitting here now actually talking about Jeremiah and trying to picture you as Jeremiah
Hard, isn't it?
It's been like it's so far removed from him. Like I can't, like I'm looking at you and I'm trying to find that guy there.
You know what's funny is that there's a guy at the office. He works in a cafe below the office on the first floor and on the ground floor, and his name's Jeremiah.
Yeah.
People say that it used to be Jeremiah's not really a popular name.
Right,
and
so
I
you
would
turn
always,
your head.
Nope. Jeremiah doesn't even register with me anymore. It doesn't sound like my own name, and that's like crazy. And even I can still look at pictures from a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it's like I barely even recognize myself.
Right.
It's like, and especially my personality has changed so much.
Aspects.
Okay, there was a lot to my personality, so there's a lot to change. I'm not saying it got smaller or anything else. It's a little different now. But no, it's
You hit the high notes more than you used to. It's a little different now.
yeah. So no, things have changed, but it's funny
You're a
because-
happier person,
Usually.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Oh, I would be the most ecstatic, happy person in the world if I wasn't dead broke.
There
That's
you go.
really the only depressant in my life right now, other than there's a couple people in my life that are constantly there that I'd rather just see die. But
yes,
we do definitely need to do it because
I think that'd be fun.
I'm trying to think of who was around me the last time I got plastered.
We need to go. Let's see. Greg's Talbot Street.
No, too loud.
Too loud. I don't know where to go.
Oh, to get drunk?
I mean, I know where to go to get drunk anywhere. I'm trying to think of places where you could just let it rip.
The best place for me to do that would be at the straightest bar you can imagine. You get me drunk in the straightest bar imagine, and we record half of it. Could you imagine?
Yeah, see,
Could
but
you imagine
I don't
how
want to
much fun
have
that
the
would be?
potential for fist fights, and honestly, that's not what I'm looking for. I just want to see you kind of let loose a little bit.
No,
and just
it would be a
have
great
fun.
social experiment because if I had fun in a straight place as a trans person, drunk,
I mean, that's just about every bar you could walk into. If you walked in and just let Maya out,
everyone would have fun.
except for the people that are like, that goddamn faggot over there, we'll kick his ass. Then someone's going to get a little too drunk and they'll come up and make some smart-ass comment, and that won't go over too well with you. You'll make some comment back. Hopefully you don't flash a piece.
Oh, if I was getting drunk, I wouldn't be carrying. Oh,
All right.
hell no. No. I'm at least respectful enough of guns to not drink and carry. I mean, I'll have one drink and I'll be carrying, but
Right.
no. And that's okay. But getting intoxicated even to a tipsy limit is not okay to be carrying a gun with. For anybody, for any reason, should carry and get drunk. So we'll do a drunk show, or we'll have a drunk night, and I want to.
We can have a show. I mean, obviously for...
No. Hold on. Let's build this up because we were talking about a really good show earlier about having Papa Roo and a really. Let's not do this as a show. We should have an Uncontrollables night. An Uncontrollables night where we go out. Say we'll go out downtown. We'll hit the Strip, right?
Okay.
And invite.
Mass Ave, downtown, that whole block right around the mall.
Do you think Mass Ave or the block around the mall? Mass Ave seems a little bit more laid back with hipsters.
Mass
and people with
Ave would
money.
be probably pretty accepting.
I don't care about acceptance.
I mean, either one could be a blast.
So we'll
Mass Ave is going to be a little bit more relaxed. Downtown, you're going to have a little bit more diversity. Don't know exactly what you're going to run into.
Well, okay, we'll do it downtown. We'll do it downtown on the Strip,
Okay.
and we'll plan this out. We'll promote it, and it'll be an Uncontrollables night.
All right.
And we'll invite as many listeners as we can out, as many as my peeps out.
Oh, that would
and
be a good time.
We'll own the town. And then, after
All
we're
right,
all
so this
half
is-
intoxicated, we cop block.
Hey, how about this? All right, so this is episode 18, so that means we're about 4.5 months into it. Let's do that as like a 6-month anniversary show.
All right, here it is. The Uncontrollables,
So episode 24,
episode 24. The
6 weeks.
What are we going to call it? What's the name?
The
The Night of the Living Uncontrollables. That sounds like shit.
It sounds like some. I don't know.
We'll come up with a name for it, I promise.
The Uncontrollables get uncontrollable down. I don't know. That sounds pretty stupid.
Dick
too.
Bag Derby.
Dickbag Derby.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Douchebags downtown.
Douchebags.
Whatever it is, it's got to have alliteration. If it doesn't have alliteration, it doesn't count.
Woo-hoo! No, this is a great idea. I think if we can get like 15, 30, 100 people together, I don't know 100 people that would ever do anything I asked them to. I know maybe 3. So this is on you.
This
to
is
help
on me.
organize.
Well, no
You
one-
are in
none of
charge
my
of
friends listen to
organizing
this.
our 6-month anniversary downtown, where we,
I know one person, maybe 2.
Lori
Yep, Jessica.
and Jessica, and then Muser would probably come because Lori's coming,
User come.
and maybe we can get Jessica's ex-husband to come.
I don't think so.
No, Emily will be working. I'll be there. Chris doesn't go out. He doesn't drink.
We could get him to go out though.
Yeah, he might come.
He's gone out before. He just don't. have
Evan
it.
wouldn't come.
Evan might come.
No, he wouldn't.
What'd you do to Evan?
Oh no, that's not his thing. Now I don't know. We'll have to float this out. I think I can think of a couple other people on the Facebooks that would come to this. So I don't know. We've got an hour and 16 minutes recorded. What's going to start wrapping up now? If we need more, I'll mumble by myself in the recorder until I fill up space and just put the mumbles in at random intervals. So this was episode 18 of the Uncontrollables. Yeah, so there's a lot of things we talk about. Maybe some big things in the future, planning, things like that. Maybe you kind of just sat in one of our planning meetings. This is how it rolls. This is how we roll. This is how we get business done. This is how the LP works. No, it's not. Not really. Don't take that as any kind of truth because it's not. Now, yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that. Follow Josh. Follow
Facebook,
Gary Snyder.
Facebook.com,
follow
Josh
Indiana Talks.
Featherstone, and
Remember, this is also
Jay Featherstone. Hey,
Jay
I got pictures of the Paparoo Harlem, or I got the link to the Paparoo Harlem Shake.
yes.
Only thing I posted tonight, so it won't be hard to find.
Okay, because nobody follows you anyways.
Shut up.
I mean, I have 4 times as many Twitter followers as you do.
I don't think so. I have 5,500 Twitter followers.
Oh,
That's a lie.
I was wrong.
I have 14.
yeah, I have
I
1,400.
have no idea how many.
I have
got.
1,400, I think. But follow, Indian Talks, Gary Snyder. This is also part of the We Are Libertarians network. Check them out at WAL.com. I don't know. It's Google We Are Libertarians. You'll find it. It's there. I mean, come on. Let's see here. I'm also hosting all of this on my own website, creatingmaya.com. Also, you can find it by going to the Uncontrollables.com, and that will take you directly to the Uncontrollables tab. I promise to usually have these up within like 3 or 4 days of the last time they air on Indiana Talks, so that's usually like a Thursday or a Friday. If I forget, it's usually a Sunday. Yeah, Ichigo says hi, Josh says bye, and I say hello.
Bye-bye.